think I'm gonna go Wim, Grove, Safarali. I might hit Williams the light as well. They've been active for me.
Okay. Yeah, but I talking about coming up to Charlotte.
I was up there last weekend. I actually coming up there on Friday, but it's actually South Carolina, Rock Hill.
Yeah, I that's the area right up in that area.
You there, Rock Hill?
I did close to Rock Hill.
Yeah,
Well, we
yeah.
been Rock Hill last weekend, Miller. We didn't know
But
that.
yeah, your sister ain't tell me nothing, so I didn't even know.
Oh, okay,
And
okay, okay.
come
Yeah, we
come to
been up
find
there.
out that she
I
was right
completely
next to
forget
my
that
daughter's
Miller was
house.
in Charlotte.
Yeah, yeah, because my
Yeah.
daughter, where she went, she said she went to the outlet mall, and my daughter lived like probably 2 minutes from the outlet mall.
What?
Wow,
Yeah,
that
so
close.
Yeah,
I get to
I
see
went
her.
to my
Yeah,
mall too. Walmart. That's my mall. Walmart.
really?
That's the only mall I look forward to.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's true,
My
yo. That
son.
is true. That's true.
Well, hey, I tell you what, Walmart is competitive, so I don't disagree with you. With the prices now of how things are, you know what I mean? It's
Especially who? My son.
oh man,
One of them little buds that we got, the cost like $20 here in Walmart was like $5.99. Son, I was in heaven. I
yeah,
throw out
it's
my clothes.
yeah, yeah. We going through a lot, man. We going through a lot.
I feel. Are we live? It look like we live.
No, we live. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we
So I
live,
give my
okay.
We
I give
live.
my
Yeah, we're
Walmart
live.
story live.
Yeah, man.
You sure did.
That's my to the all of the Virgin Islands. That is my mall. When I go to the States, I go to the mall. I mean Walmart. I don't mean to the malls no more. Walmart.
Wow,
That's my new mall.
Wow.
That's
wow.
his mall,
And
Walmart.
if I could bring
Oh
home the
my
chicken
God.
them for $2.99, I would have done it too. They're just lucky.
You believe if we got Walmart in St. Croix, the price is gonna remain that good?
Man, I was like, we still got Whopper. That's the problem.
Yeah, that yeah. Oh man, how
As
we gonna
rich
get rid
as
of Whopper?
Walmart
Wow.
is, when Whopper give them man the bill, them man could jack up too.
Yeah, that is so true. That
Yep.
is so true. It's a big
So
difference in
Mama
price.
introduced us to the people like us. We there live and we just talking and they ain't even know where they watching.
Well, but everyone, welcome, welcome. We live, man. Elite Podcast, episode 100.
Wow.
100 featuring C.B.A., Choices Basketball Association. So, hope everybody doing well. We have some of the C.B.A. staff on, and we have the Hall of Fame coach, Derek Miller, who one of the scholarships is named after as well, too. So, we're more than grateful to have him on today. We're missing some individuals, but, we have them in our hearts, and we definitely gonna represent for them as well too. But I hope everybody doing well. CBA is for the kids. So hope everybody doing good. So we live.
Yes,
So
sir. Good night, man. The voice is here. A
Good night.
hundred
Good night.
episode, Mumbai. That's
Good
amazing.
night.
That is amazing. One
yeah,
hundred
man.
episode is amazing.
Yeah, 100 episode.
Man.
Good night. It's really a great opportunity to be on live with Mumba, Carrie-Ann, and of course the voice Tegan.
The voice.
Listen, 100 episodes, big time. Congratulations. You guys are out there. You're doing your thing. Like we're from a small dot. In the Caribbean Sea. But hey, guess what? We're doing big things. We got a lot of players, a lot of athletes that's been out there and doing really good. And that's what it's all about. Trying to help our young people, to get an opportunity, to get out there and show their skills. So it's always such a great pleasure, to be in the company of such wonderful young people.
Well said, coach. Well said. And you're a legend. And you deserve everything, man. And so happy to have known you for so long. Hey, it just shows how much time the flies, son. Because
Wow, man, it does.
the other day you telling me getting out the pool at 16, and today I talking to you at 43. So that's
Shoot.
time.
Yep, yep. Yep, and listen, I really getting up there in age, man, because I just hit the big 6-0 the other day. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe
Man,
it.
man, but you still look good, man. You still look like you're in your
I
30s.
know, right? Still look good,
Well, hey,
Miller.
listen, man, I look it, but I ain't feel it.
Well,
Oh
that's
man.
the beauty about being athletes, though, because athletes, we kind of transcend the age as all of we up here are athletes, and that's the beauty about being in shape and
Right,
playing a
right,
sport and just knowing that work ethic. Because time have showed that when you
right.
do something physical, it takes away some of the age from you. So
Exactly.
60, I don't think nobody will believe that.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. I'm up there, you know. Like Sammy and Kerry and them used to tell me, old man. They used to call me old man from back then. But now I'm really old.
Right, right.
Ah,
It's funny
you
you say
still
that
look
because
the
that's what the
same,
kids
Mela.
have
You
to say
still
to
look
me now.
exactly the
Oh
same.
boy. Oh no. No, they
Yeah,
tell them you ain't old at all. But that's how it is. That's their perception anyway.
yeah. I still go there and still put some licks on them though. I still got little skills left. So they can't get away with it all.
Well, listen, the skills you got there, they gonna have to respect that for a long time.
Of
For a very
course.
long time. Yeah, man, that's good.
So Mumba man, how things? I mean, we gotta give a big shout out to Mumba as the architect of the Elite Podcast. You could give like a brief history how we started this thing. You came up with the idea, and we jumped in it during the pandemic and stuff like that. And yeah, Mumba man, I know sometimes you like to be in the background, but you need a lot of credit because you really have
Hmm.
opened up the Virgin Islands
Yep.
not only to what we're doing, but to so many different stories of athletes, not just athletes, but Virgin Islanders who are doing great things, and really highlighting the next generation of Virgin Islanders. So big up to you, Mumba man. Just give a little highlight to the people.
Yeah, man. But
Definitely.
yeah, now give thanks to Langolo. I appreciate it, Langolo. Dwayne, appreciate it, and everybody else. Everybody who tuning in right now. Now, brief history. I was trying to do something for the people in back home, man. Trying to get these stories out, and then I was reading a post because somebody had passed away. Forgive me for I can't remember the name, but somebody had passed away while I was thinking about, probably doing like a podcast or something. Because I listen to a lot of podcasts. And then the first person that came to mind was Tegan because, you guys call him the voice. And the dude Tegan is amazing on the mic, So
Hmm.
I hit you up. It was a great idea, He said, let's do it. I said, okay, I got to do some research, because I have to decide what streaming platform, all that stuff, pretty much figure it out. And it's on from there. One of the things was like, with the partner who had passed away, everybody was on Facebook saying like how like man, he was this, he was that, and stuff like that. And that kind of like put a light bulb in my head because it was like, man, if we could get people to tell this story so it doesn't get to the point where they just become a memory to everybody, where
Hmm.
it's like is a talking point. Like, man, Tegan was this, Mumba was this, Mela was this, Carrier was
Yeah,
this,
true.
Mark was this. So I came up with the idea. To be honest, I came up with the idea, but Tegan's giving the green light, like, man, let's do it, is the reason why the show is here today. Because if you had said no, I wasn't gonna do it, because I ain't the mic, I ain't not talking person like how Tegan is on the mic, I mean, I've become better over the time, but
Right.
it's been great. I've learned a lot from every individual story and stuff. And Tegan and everybody have said, it's for a good cause and it's open up the Virgin Islands, and
Hmm.
a lot of people got a chance to tell their story and also got a lot of stuff off the chest. We started out as a sports podcast, but now we've kind of just come full circle with having a bunch of different individuals and just telling their story and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, the Virgin Islands is one big family and stuff, and with Tegan doing his thing with C.B.A. and stuff like that, and myself doing with the podcast, we just pretty much merged everything together. I know it's called the Elite Podcast, but the Elite Podcast is pretty much a representation of Choices Basketball Association. We are one big family, and we're just doing what's best for the Virgin Islands and helping everybody out. Pretty much that's what it is. So, and
Well
definitely
said.
one more
Right.
thing, and I'm gonna be honest too. I gotta give a big shout out to Carrie out because couple times, due to family situations and stuff, I've taken some time off. Tegan has been busy, Pang has been busy as well too. And I've taken some time off, and she has always like pushed me and motivated me to you got to continue doing it. You got to continue doing it, as well as Tegan because he's on the ground and he have come and be like, man, they asking about the podcast, so we gotta keep going and stuff like that. So Karen has really motivated me and continue to push me as well as Tegan as well too. So I definitely want to show them some love because they might be seeing my face always and stuff like that, but in the background and stuff, they have push me and to push me to
Nice.
continue going. So
Nice. Wow.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Complex in the house. Wow. This
Yeah,
is
it's a
nice.
reunion, Miller. It's a reunion.
Yeah, man.
All right.
It's listen.
Much
This
love to Central.
gives you such a good feeling. You know what I mean? Such a
Well,
good
this one,
feeling.
this probably going to be one of the best reunion because we can't talk about complex on the basketball court right now. We gotta keep them and praise.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's kind of tough, especially when
Yeah,
Oh
you
gosh.
started, you're a foundation builder, and to see what's happening now with the program, it's kind of rough. I
it's hard.
know, Coach Haywood, Coach Peters, all those guys that we started out with. I know, they could feel, the grief that I'm feeling, for the program because that's not what we wanted to see happen. We wanted the program to have continuity. We wanted our athletes basically to come back and to keep the program going, but that wasn't in the plans. And hopefully someday somebody will wise up and wake up and we get things back the way it used to be or it should be. And the focus would be not just on winning alone, but actually on the kids and actually building the programs and seeing our student athletes go off to do better and greater things. So
I agree.
we'll get back there someday. You know what I mean? We just gotta pray
Yeah,
for them, like you said, Tegan.
yep. Everything is really a cycle, so it's just our turn now to
Yeah.
take a little bit of licks. But we've
Right.
been sharing a lot for about 20
Oh yeah.
something years. It's
Oh
about
yeah.
time
Oh
we start
shoot.
getting some.
Wow. Yeah, we sure did. We sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Mama,
Yeah,
what
we
was your
did. We
thoughts of
did.
the new
Me
generation
on the
of
girl
complex?
side
You and
flows, but
yeah.
yeah.
What you
I
said,
was gonna
Carrie Ann?
say, I was gonna say, you and sis. What are I thoughts? You get to sack C complex. What's our thought and just give a little thing about you looking from the outside in.
I like Kerry. Kerry, you could go first, Kerry.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you could go first.
Y'all can hear?
You
You kind
breaking
of,
up just a little bit to me
Okay,
on my
okay.
end, but
yeah,
yeah,
my end too. Yeah.
Jackie.
I have to say I was very. What
Yeah,
about
she
now?
breaking up.
Maybe I'm too
yeah,
far.
she going in and out.
Can y'all hear me good?
You know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Y'all can hear me? Okay.
You breaking
Okay,
I
up a
gotta
little
check
bit.
say
your connection.
I
Check
was
your
a little
connection and see if you can
complex.
get to another spot.
The boys anyway. Okay.
Okay, Mama, we'll gotta get back to sis. You
Yeah.
give your let me restate the question again so everybody can understand what I asked. You guys, complex alumni, looking from the outside, you got an opportunity to see the complex team in Orlando. Um, basically give a little brief summary, what you thought, what you think, what we need, and so forth, so we can get back our school pride and chat.
Okay. And I'm gonna be 100% honest. And I'm coming from, based upon my experience being involved in high level high school basketball, also professional and college. So everything I'm saying is based upon my perspective, and I mean no disrespect to anyone or anything like that. So I want to make sure I
Hmm.
get that out there. I definitely shout out to all the kids that participate. Because
Right.
they're trying their best and stuff. So I want to make sure everybody
Exactly.
understand that. So but coming from when we was playing to see that, I was very, honestly, like, I was very disappointed just because I felt like, we have all evolved, the game has evolved, and I felt like, just the style of play should have evolved as well too.
Hmm.
So it was really disappointing. I'm not sure what's going on down there for it to be the way how it is. But seeing the different teams play, Antigua, and I'm not just saying this while you're on, but because I told you, while we was live, seeing your team playing and seeing all the other teams play, you could tell it was a different of level of play.
Hmm.
Not to say like your kids was just so much better than the other kids. It wasn't that. It was just the fundamental. A lot of the little things. When it comes to sports and basketball, that your team had done, complex and some of the other teams didn't have. And I feel like that was it. That's the way how your team was playing was the same way like how we played. I feel like um, the level of how the kids was playing wasn't up to par that I expected it should be. You know, and again, I'm not there to see what's going on and stuff like that. But it was really disappointing. They have a lot of talented kids, and they have a lot of talented kids. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
there's a lot of
yeah.
talented kids, and I feel like some of the responsibilities also is on the kids too because I feel like they need to watch a lot of basketball on TV. I don't know if they're watching a lot of basketball on TV, so I can't really say. But it was disappointing because I expected more just in the time where we are today. You know,
Yeah, I echo the same thing you say. I felt the level of play was very low. Not in terms of talent, but in terms of the team and the type of fundamental, like you're talking about, the passing, the movement, the understanding what you're playing against. I think we, in terms of the Virgin Islands, not just complex, but the entire Virgin Islands, we kind of have to get together and really put
Hmm.
our heads together and say, what are we trying to teach these kids? Are we just trying to pack trophies up on a shelf?
True.
Are we trying to prepare them for college and the next level? Because if we're trying to prepare them for college and the next level, whatever we're teaching them, keep sticking them in a zone for most of the game when you have crazy shooters out there today, the
Hmm.
philosophy just don't make much sense. So nothing wrong in you playing zone. All of we played zone. All of we grew up on playing zone.
yeah,
But the principle of how the game is moving, you got to be able to go with the times. You got to be able to change. You got to be able to make changes during the game, whether it be zone, man to man, 1-3-1, person, whatever it is. But our kids should have the knowledge to know why we doing these defensive changes and
Hmm.
why and the effectiveness of doing it. I don't think our kids have that type of mental capability right now. So we need to challenge them a little bit more. We need to challenge our coaches a little bit more, even myself, because all that we can always get better. One thing about the sport, you can always get better, no matter your
that's
accolades
true.
or whether you think you won.
Hmm.
The game always evolve. You can
Developing
always
it.
evolve. So
That's true.
It,
we
it's
have the Virgin
amazing.
Islands, we have to do that. Go ahead, Miller.
Yeah, it's amazing that you said that, Tegan. Because in coaching over the years, I have seen where the game has really evolved. And I remember when you came back, and you started teaching our kids. One of the things and that's one of the things that we always said because we know the game evolves.
Mhm.
And with Hayward and myself, that's why we always said, we wanted for some of our kids that's gone out there, and have played on that high level to be able to come back and share with our athletes, the things that they have learned.
Yep.
Obviously, you have done that. You've come back and a lot of what you've learned professionally, what you learned in college, you were able to come back and share with the kids, and that within itself, changed the basketball landscape on a whole, as far as I'm concerned. Um, I know that when you still doing it, but when you came back, you didn't just work with complex students alone. You also worked with Central. You worked with anybody, and
Yep.
that's
Yep.
because you just wanted to see basketball on a different level, on the level that you had played on professionally. And you wanted to teach a lot of things to these young people. And as a coach, you got to be grateful, and you can't stick, with old way of doing things, when the game has evolved. So it's always refreshing to see when somebody could come back and they can share, what they have learned, and like you said, the game evolving. So, even you as a coach right now, you may have a player that may go out there in the future, that may come back and know a little more, and
Exactly.
That's
and the
true.
thing is with coaching is you like you said, you got to kind of stay involved with the game. You got to kind of move with the game, and if we can do that, then I think the game will evolve if the kids are even looking at the game. Because when you talk about playing a zone back in the days, hey, zone was a big thing. Get
Yep.
the ball into the big pass and kick it out a little bit, something like that. But now the game has evolved to such point. I just looked at a game with Golden State, you
Yeah.
know, and listen, I mean, you look at Steph Curry, and you imagine playing a zone against Steph Curry?
You can't. You
Exactly.
Yeah,
cannot.
Yeah. So the
that's
game
true.
has really evolved, and they take on more to me. It's taking on more of a European style of basketball. I don't know if I'm saying it the right thing, but to me, that's what has happened. You know, we've evolved to where we have more of a European. And Tika, you may be able to jump in on this because, I mean, you played,
You're
in
right.
that realm.
No, you're absolutely right. It's more
Yeah.
the style from the overseas is coming down to the States where skills and talent and your attributes in terms of your ability is starting to show more than your athleticism. And
Right.
the
Yeah,
brain
it's true.
power is going to overcome all athleticism. When you look at a guy like Jokic, he hardly
Mm-hmm.
could really jump over a chair. Maybe he can't
Yeah.
even jump over a TV.
Yeah.
But he's one of the smartest man out there.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah,
would cut you to pieces.
that's
It's
true.
true.
So that mind game now is starting to be more than just the athleticism. And
Exactly.
if we don't start teaching that type of game where you understand every aspect, being one and two and three steps ahead of every play,
Mm-hmm.
you won't have a shot. Because at the next level,
It's
I
true.
tell all guys them at the next level, everybody is good.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
you rise in this game, you might be the best in high school. You go to college, everybody was the best.
Right.
You leave
Mm-hmm.
college, you go to NBA overseas, everybody was the best in that college. So you
Mm-hmm.
always meeting the best of the best of the best of the best. So the only thing is going to change is how well you know the game in terms of the mental
Exactly.
capacity. You know, so
Exactly.
I agree with everything you said, man.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. You know, it's really awesome to sit and look at the game. I mean, if you love basketball, and to see the different changes in it, man, is awesome. And the women's game, I mean, I look at it from a woman's perspective and how
Hmm.
that game has evolved. I was fortunate to be able to go to see the NCAA, the ACC tournament in Greensboro this year. You
Oh, that's
know,
cool.
yeah,
That's
and
nice. Yeah.
listen, that was my first time, actually getting to go see, a woman's game in the college level. Well, no, the first time was when I went to see Martha, in her final game in college. They played against Notre Dame, and
You
that girl,
can? Oh,
what's her
you
name?
come.
Yeah, they had that awesome lady. Can't try to remember her name. Ruth Riley. I don't know if you remember that
Oh
name.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, man.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But they had played against Ruth Riley,
Wow.
and I was able to see that game. And Martha had a really good game that game. I even remember the coach commenting to me, after the game. She said, "Look, when he showed now you show up."
Yeah.
Because she had been there 4 years, and I just didn't have the opportunity, to go see her. But I did see her last game, and it was a great opportunity. But to see how the game has evolved, the women's game, and to see Don Staley and the South Carolina team with one of our own girls, Aaliyah Boston, it was awesome. You know, it was really awesome. So
Yeah.
basketball, like you say, it keeps evolving, and in order for us to keep up with it, you got to be able to follow along and move along with the game. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
True.
totally agree.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I want to say that we've done so much, and that's what I was saying, Tegan. You and like I know you just want to give back, but I can see you on that level. I recently I looked at well, the guy Jerome Latang or Jerome Tang.
Yeah, I know
I'm
it very well. Him and
yeah,
Jareem. Jareem
yeah,
also is on his team. He's from the
yeah,
Virgin
yeah.
Islands, right? Dolan.
And the strange thing is, right, Jareem, I was Jareem teacher in 6th grade in Juanita Garden.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Wow. That's nice.
so I know Jareem really well. I don't know the guy Tang, but I do know Jareem. So it was you know, so nice to be able to see, our coaches out there, and to show that listen, we can do it as athletes, we can do it as coaches, So it's really awesome when you're able to see your own people out there doing great things.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. So, I mean, I thought about it many times, but when I decided to do what I was doing, I really just wanted to inspire the youth of the Virgin Islands. I wasn't really
Right,
chasing the money, so to speak. So
right, true, true, true.
it was
Yeah,
more of
and
a
somebody's
conscious
got to do that.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah, because somebody had to do it for all of us. You know what I mean? Because all of us,
Now, trust
somebody
me,
had to.
if I had stayed in Puerto Rico, even overseas,
Right,
I'd have made a lot of money, man. A lot. But
right,
I wouldn't be able
right,
to influence the kids them like what I'm doing now. So
right.
there's always a cost to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
true,
true.
true, true, true.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So carry on. I see you wake up.
No, man, had some technical difficulties. Y'all can hear me better now?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good, good, good. Yeah, I had to relocate. We
Yeah.
still on the same topic? Can I still address it? Or we moved
Yeah, go
on?
ahead. Go
No,
ahead, go
you
ahead.
good.
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, so I got to see the Complex Boys team play in Orlando maybe like 3 weeks ago. And I have to say, like, they they're probably the worst complex team we've ever had. I've
Oh,
never
no.
Wow.
seen I've never seen our boys team look like that. And that's not to,
That's
put
true.
them down or
This is the
anything.
area.
Like they
Mhm.
did the best they could, with the squad they had, but it was just kind of a shock. I never seen Complex look like that. I don't think they won a game. They were disorganized to a sense, and really just didn't look like they had much ball knowledge, which was unfortunate compared to some of the teams that they were playing against. So yeah, it was hard to see that. I haven't seen the girls, but from what I was hearing, the girls are in a worse shape than the boys. So
Wow.
to hear something like that is definitely disheartening considering how Complex was a powerhouse when we were there, right? I was saying even my squad, we had a tough first year. Central was
Mhm.
beating up on us. But it comes in cycles. Like we weren't the worst of the
Yep.
worst. Like we were still beating
Yeah.
teams. We just couldn't beat Central. You know. So we weren't the worst of the worst. We just had that much talent that compared to others, we were not the best. But to see what I saw, I was disappointed. You know. And I think it's unfortunate too that you have people like my brother, not just because he's my brother, but him and Mac,
Mhm.
they were doing some good things at Complex from what I heard.
Awesome.
Like Complex
Mhm.
was looking impressive. And I don't understand why anybody would want to change that program. If it's not broke, why fix it? You know what I mean? Like,
That's
why
true.
would you let them go instead of trying to build on what they've
Yeah.
already done?
Well,
That
Exactly.
didn't make
Mhm.
any
that's
sense to me.
Yeah.
that's
Politics.
We need
decision
to,
out of our
yeah, I don't know
hands.
if
You
it's
know.
Yeah.
ego and whatever else is going on or politics, but they need to let that stuff go. If you see a
Exactly.
program where
Because it's
kids are
all about the kids.
progressing and they're
Yeah.
doing well, you don't need to change that. You need to try to find a
Exactly.
way to keep that going. And I was
Exactly.
disappointed to hear some of the stuff as to why all of that fell apart. That's unfortunate.
Yep.
So they need to get back to that. When you see people have a
Well,
program that's going well, you see that they have the knowledge and experience, you need to keep that. You don't need to get rid of that, you know?
that's true,
And the
right?
It is
program
what
was
it is.
growing. It wasn't the program
Yeah,
was growing. It wasn't, because again, Tegan came back and he was giving his knowledge to Mac. They were sharing knowledge, and I mean the program was outstanding. So to for somebody to just make a decision like that to kind of affect the program wasn't a good decision. And hopefully they can rethink it. And we can get back to the level, that we need to be at. And it's you see it's too many personalities. It shouldn't be about the coaches. It really should be about the kids and what they're
exactly.
learning. And what they're getting out of the program. And those things are things like discipline. Tegan and Mark were very big, and Kerry, you know how we were, and I was on discipline. And all of that
Absolutely.
is what helps the kids to develop that attitude, that's going to help them to move on to do great things. That's why I can sit here and look at the three of you and be proud because each and every one of you came through that discipline and you utilize that to move on in life and to become successful. You know,
It's
and
true.
that's what it's about. When I look around myself, all I look at to see is whether, and I don't look at whether a kid, whether I look at what they're doing with themselves. They may not have made it to the highest level of basketball, but my thing is, youth basketball is an avenue, to make it in life. And
Yep.
and
Fox.
sometimes you don't get the
Well said.
scholarship, but you may have developed that discipline while you were in high school, and you understand that. Listen, I want to be, a good citizen. I want to give back, just like y'all are doing now. You know, and those are the type of values and things that we need to instill in our young people, in order, for us to continue to move forward. You know.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
true. We have a question here from Des Nangalo. Do you think the two hurricanes and COVID have a lot to do with the talent level and the limited resources?
Well, I'll go since I'm the only one here. Yeah, definitely. I mean, uh, we were shut down pretty much for 2 years, but the door was closed in terms of playing sports and stuff like that. But it opened another door, so I was able to create VI Elite, not just myself, but along with Coach Malloy and a lot of coaches around here. And we became a very strong traveling team, and we was able to go to some of the red states: Atlanta,
Nice.
Florida,
Nice.
South Carolina, and continue to get these guys to play. And as a result, a lot of them guys moved to the states. Keenan just got a scholarship. Chad Malloy, he's going to prep school. uh, Khalid is going to South Carolina. He's going on an academical scholarship, but I told him if he try out, he can make that team. You just need to shoot the ball because he's that good. And a lot of them guys really made that move. They started to see a brighter future in terms of basketball. So
Excellent.
sometime a door will close, but it opened another door for you that we never
That's
thought
true.
about jumping into. So even with the situation with Complex now, I mean, I'm so happy doing what I'm doing in terms of the traveling team. I'm hoping to combine the Virgin Islands into St. Croix and St. Thomas and have the strongest VI team possible. So we can give our youths them the best opportunity, not only just to represent us, but to get the best opportunity to showcase them themselves and their talent and
Hmm.
earn a scholarship, similarly to what we did remember when we used to travel with C.B.A and those guys.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Nice.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is nice.
Yeah.
that'd be perfect.
But to address Langolo's question, I think one of the things I've seen with kids these days is they lack that hunger. You know, it's like they don't do what it takes to develop their skills. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there was 2 weekends and I know there was COVID, and so you had like curfews. You couldn't be on the parks at certain times and stuff. But I remember when we were growing up. Look, if you had a tree outside, you would put a rim on that tree and you were shooting. Right? That's something that the government can't stop you from doing. You there in your yard, you made your own little
Hmm.
court and you were shooting. You know, you could be at home and you could practice dribbling. Like there's so many things you could have been doing, even though yeah, there was a hurricane and then COVID came and stuff. If you're really hungry for the sport, you're going to do what it takes to keep developing your skills. Nothing is going to
Hmm.
stop you from developing your skills. You know, and that was us. Like we would be in the gym every day, all day. You know, other kids
Hmm.
would be outside playing and stuff, but we was just so hungry for basketball that we lived and we breathed it. You know, nothing could have stopped us. One way or the other, we was going to work on our skills. Whether they open
Hmm.
the doors for us at the gym or not, we was going to find a way to work on our skills so we could get better. We just had that hunger and that drive. And I think I don't see that as much in the kids these days. Yeah, I don't know if they're a little more
That's true.
sheltered and they just have too much at their disposal. But we were definitely more hungry for it. Like nothing was gonna stop. We not even a hurricane.
I blame it on TikTok.
That's true.
That's all I can say.
Yep.
TikTok.
The internet in general.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Yeah.
The
internet in general.
social media, yeah, a lot of distractions. They got
Yeah.
a lot now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
But
I,
it's interesting.
mm,
It's
go ahead.
interesting, Kerry, Ann, that you said that you hung up a basketball rim, right? I
Hmm.
can tell you because my cousin, well, you may know him, Dennis Bro. We
yeah.
grew up, and the way we grew up playing basketball, you wouldn't believe this. One time in Grove, they were fixing the court, right? And what we did is in the backyard, we didn't have a rim, but what we took was the spokes out. Like you took, you take the spokes out of
The
The rim.
the
bicycle and
rim
Yeah, the rim.
for the bike.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's what we played on.
yeah,
That's what we used to play on and dunk on.
hmm
So
That was the
I
real
mean,
rim.
like you said, you gotta want it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
The
that's
love, the love for the game.
yeah. That's how it is. So
It's
those
true.
are the type of things that kids got to become innovative. If they really want to, to get ahead. You know.
Yep, yep. I agree.
yep,
Yeah, that's true.
absolutely.
Yeah, because
So
Troll
Mumbai,
said,
you is the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, no, I was just going to say that, Troll St. Croix, you used to see a lot of bike, missing spokes, missing out the bike rim, and
Yeah.
you see them on the
Yeah.
different light poles and stuff like that in the
Yeah.
different,
Take some nail. Yeah.
or like
Yeah,
the back scrape them, they knock out the bottom of the back
Of
scrape.
course.
You
yeah.
see
Hmm.
that? Yeah, so,
Yeah.
you know, saying,
Yeah, I
you know,
blame it on TikTok. That's how it is.
TikTok, Facebook,
You know, all
Instagram,
that creativity
TikTok.
is just gone, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So my so the question is well, is a is a two questions. One for Coach Miller and Tegan, and then one for Carrion as well too. But I'll start off with the for Tegan and Miller was, you know, how you guys feel about you guys how you guys feel about the scholarship? You know, both of you guys have a scholarship named after you guys. You know, for the different student athletes. You know, to help them and prepare them as they move on to college. How you guys feel about that? You know, having a scholarship named after you guys, and what you guys look for in the athlete to be nominated for your scholarship.
I'll let senior citizens go first. When it comes to you old man.
I
Go
like that
ahead,
one.
coach. Yeah.
But listen, I'll just say, it was quite an honor. I did not expect it. I didn't do any of what I've done, because I want to be recognized. That's the furthest thing from what I want to do. I think that God just blessed me and put me in the right place at the right time where I could influence young people, and when this was said to me, I didn't even know anything about it. I think Carrie Ann had set up with my wife the what do they call it, Zoom, and I thought that I was going on with some of my other family
Hmm.
members,
Yeah.
but I did go on with my family members because when I went on, it was a lot of my girls that was on, and when they hit me with this, I mean, it brought tears to my eyes, honestly, because I have never done any of this. Everything that I've done, I did from my heart because, growing up in the Grove Place area, I had a lot of people that were influential in my life as far as helping me to become an athlete, so I always just wanted to give back, you know. And when that, they hit me with that, hey, Miller, we want to name a scholarship after you, I was like, nah, this can't be real, you know. But, eventually it kind of sunk in, and I just want to just say thank you and a big up and a shout out to all my young ladies, who I've coached over the years. I am so proud of each and every one of them. I had the opportunity to meet up with the first five. As a matter of fact, that I coached Demore, Martha, Elisa, Danelle, and Monica. That was the my starting five at one point, in the
Top
early
five.
years. Yeah, and they look at they still throwing out threats at people and saying, hey, who's got next? But I know Carrie and all five, will get them a run for the money. But I I'm not saying that live because if they hear me say this, they be like, Miller, really? But
No,
listen, it's
especially now they lose.
but listen, it's been such a great
Well, I
opportunity,
can't talk because my five, some of them gain weight.
y'all all out that week work
Sorry, go
y'all
ahead.
been doing now, y'all stop doing it, and that's what happens. When you get all those muscles, eventually if you don't continue to work, like I said all the time, it's gonna turn the flab. So you gotta continue to do a little something. But yeah, getting back to what we're talking about, it's awesome. Having this scholarship named after me, I wasn't look forward. I mean, wasn't expecting it at all. I see where you're also going to be honoring Coach Bow later on, a gentleman that I think is well deserving, and has done an outstanding job.
Not yet.
Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, outstanding coach, Coach Haywood,
Hopefully, he's not
has done
watching.
us.
He's not supposed to know.
Okay, Coach Haywood, who has done an outstanding job as well, and as many other coaches, that I've come across over the years that have done an outstanding job. Um, but when I looked at the two young ladies that were speaking, one of the things that stood out to me, first of all, is that both of them said, they prayed before each game, prayed about the injuries and things of that nature. Being a man of God, of course, that was impressive to me. Carrie Ann could tell you just about before every game, that's one of the things that we huddled I kind of, pick on a girl, and say, hey, listen, I want y'all to lead us in prayer. And they were able to do that, and, just so they can understand, what life is about, you know. And also, I was impressed with one of the young ladies because, well, both of them actually, because they said, they were willing to give back. One went as far as to say that, listen, I want to go to some place like Africa, and I want to be able to give back, and I think that's a big thing, being able to give back, is one of the main things that we can do, as individuals, as human beings, you know. So I am appreciative again, of this honor, and I thank everyone for giving me the opportunity, So the old man will pass it on to the younger buck right now, and Tegan, you're up.
No, everything you said was just so inspiring. I was just into you. I wasn't even studying about me
Well said,
because,
Miller.
like,
Well said. Yeah, well said,
yeah,
Miller.
well said.
Well said.
I mean, like you said, in terms of what I do, and I just need to just give a little quick, brief history about choices because a lot of people hear about choices basketball. When I started this nonprofit organization, it was actually 2005. So 2 more years, we're gonna be 20 years of choices
Wow,
basketball.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow,
Big time, man.
yeah,
man, I'm really getting old, Tegan.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
20
And,
years.
yeah,
20 years.
and
Wow,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when I started this thing, I was overseas actually playing professionally, and making good money, living a life, and I just wanted other people to see what could be attainable. And when I just started looking up, because I'm a spiritual person myself, my sister would tell you we grew up in a Christian family. Our mother is very Christian. Our father they carried the church and the cross in Anglican, even though he don't believe he can preach better than the pastor. But that's how we grew up. We grew up in really a very
hmm
whether we wanted to believe in God or not, we were going to hear it, and that was the beauty about our family.
yep, that's all life
So
was.
I was never always think that anything I do, it was only because of me. Somebody did something for me to get to where I was.
Right.
Whether it be yourself, Dean Haywood, Mr. Peters, Cyril Benjamin, Alvin Jarvis, rest in
hmm
peace.
hmm
Somebody did something. And I always used to, one of the things about being away, Mumbo will tell you, and a lot of us know who's away, because Miller, you in North Carolina, my sister in California. When we look back home, we always interested in what's happening home because we're
hmm
not there. And something always hit me like, why are they not doing enough for the youth? And why are they not doing enough to keep pushing more basketball? And something in my spirit just say, look, if you can't find somebody to do what you want, you gotta become what you're looking for. And I say, you know what? Nobody doing it. I'm gonna do it. And
hmm
yeah, this was at the height of my career. I was making good money. I was like, if nobody gonna fund me, I'm gonna fund it, and I'm gonna do everything myself. And
Wow.
luckily, I had a good family structure and a good system in terms of friends. We came together. We started it in 2005, and 18 years later, 2023, we're still going. So
Wow.
that's just a little brief history about
Yep.
who is Choices Basketball.
A blessing, a blessing.
In terms of the scholarship, I didn't even know I was gonna get a scholarship. I just mentioned it to my sister one day at Mumbai. I want to do a scholarship program. I didn't want to put it in my name because really and truly it had nothing to do with me. I did not create choices to toot my horn, so to speak. And
Right.
I tell a lot to the kids that I'm a married man. I have a wife and I have a daughter. I don't have no sons, but yet I'm spending a lot of time with other
Other
people's
people,
sons.
yes.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't
hmm
even have the father figure. So now I have stepped into the realm of becoming not just a coach, but a father figure, just like a
hmm
coach Haywood did for a lot of us, and even
Right.
yourself, Coach Miller, because we know the importance of being a coach. It's not just a game. You can
Right.
actually change and mold a child from going from one way into something good.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? But so we are very, very important in it. So it had nothing to do with me being somebody saying, "Yeah, I created this. I want a scholarship." Nothing like that. It
Right.
was just about just having a basketball scholarship for choices. And my sister them did their best. They retired my number in complex, and she did her best. I'm so proud of her. She was trying to hide this thing, even though my mother gave it away, and they were trying to surprise me to the fullest. But I was not surprised because too much people have already attacked. But what really surprised me was when we honored Dean Haywood, and she was like, "Okay, not only will we have a Dean Haywood scholarship, but we'll have a Kevin Shepard scholarship as well." Now
Oh,
that surprised me because I never thought that was even possible. So, I definitely thank her and everybody else who contribute in terms of creating a Kevin Shepard scholarship. But all that said being done, she ain't know what she just create. Because if you gonna get my scholarship, you gotta represent who I am. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
You you gotta be one of the best, toughest guys to say that you really acquire a Kevin Shepard scholarship, because I want that scholarship to represent who I am, not just on the court, but off the court as well. Somebody who's given, somebody who's
right.
caring,
hmm
somebody who is great in education. Because I was a math club student, and I always believe in education.
hmm
So you have to come with the real full package, and that's what that scholarship really mean to me. And I'm gonna do my best to make sure not just the scholarship that said my name, but your name and Coach Haywood name, and just make sure that we keep this thing going as long as we have bread. Because it might be a little bit of money to us in terms of we being adult, $1,000, whatever. But trust me, to a child who went to
Child,
college,
yes.
$1,000 is like $1 million, boss.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
It
true.
can
I
come.
agree. I agree. I
True
And
that.
agree.
to everybody who donated, I have to give a big shout out to
Yeah.
this man by the name of Terrence Lake. I know you don't want to get a lot of credit, but he has been with Choices Basketball from day one. I never said anything to him. He called me up. He said, "Man, I want to donate. I love what you're doing. Anytime you have a scholarship, I'm going to help donate." And a couple other people as well donated. But Terrence Lake, man, you are a pioneer. We need a lot more people like him in the Virgin Islands, because
Oh,
it's
nice.
not just about us, man. If we don't create that pathway for the next generation, then when we die, our knowledge is going to die with us.
Yes, true,
We
true.
have to be
It's
able
true.
to transfer the knowledge. And like people like him and my sister Mumba Miller, yourself, Haywood, what we doing, people might not recognize what it is right now, but in a couple of years they go realize, like, yeah, these guys was different. It was never about us. It's always about
Exactly.
helping somebody else.
hmm It's
That's
true.
true. So I have a well said, Tegan. Well said, Miller. So question for Carrier now. And I'm gonna try not to put your business out there. You like to be in the back and do your thing, but where did that generosity comes from? That came from. Where you have done so much for so many different individuals. And you have come out your own pocket. You have sacrificed a lot of time, a lot of money to definitely take time out to honor so many different individuals, and you have plans to honor more individuals. So where did that spirit, that generosity come from?
I gotta say it started from, I'd probably say my grandma on my mom's side. She's just always been, like Tegan said, we grew up in this Christian family, and she's, to me, has always been the matriarch. Like, she's just the perfect example to me of what a Christian's supposed to be like, just what an overall good person supposed to be like. And my grandmother was probably the most generous person I have ever known. Like,
Wow.
anybody could come to her house. If you were hungry, she would feed you. If you didn't have clothes,
hmm
she would clothe you. She didn't even have to know you. Like, you could just show up and she was going to take care of you. That's the kind of person she was. And then I looked at my mom. My mom is the same way. My mom will do anything for anybody, especially us. Like, she went out of her way to make sure that we never went without. Like, we didn't have a lot, but people didn't know that, right? Because our parents, they work hard to make sure that they took care of us, and just looking at how hard they work and all of that, it really instilled in me just helping people, and then being around other people like Coach Miller, who sacrificed his time. I mean, Miller had kids, but we probably spent more time with Miller than his kids did, until he got old enough to start tagging along. So it's
Yes.
like he was our dad. We spent all our time with Miller, and just to see him sacrifice his time and effort like that, and we know you're not getting a lot for compensation for sure. So we know you're doing it from the heart, and just to see that you had that love and that ambition just to help other people, people who weren't even related to you, other people's kids. It just really motivated me. And then just looking at my brother coming back from playing basketball, like there's so much more, like he said, that he could be doing, but he sacrificed his
Hmm.
time, even time with his family as well. Because being a coach, you're spending most of your time with these kids, and just watching the sacrifice that he's made as well, just to give back, it really motivated me. I've always been a very king and generous person. Like I'd give people my last dollar and I would go hungry. I was always that type of person. If you needed it more than me, I would give it to you. And so just seeing how everybody else was using their time and their talents to give back, knowing that I can't physically be in the Virgin Islands right now. That is in the plans. I eventually want to come back home because I feel like there's a lot that I can do as well, maybe even do some coaching, but that's not in the cards for me right now. So being in the States is where I'm at. But I feel like just because I'm away, it doesn't mean I can't help, right? So I may not
True.
be there
True.
physically, but if I can be there financially, then that's what I'm going to do. And I thank God for putting me in a position where I do very well in life. I don't struggle for anything. I live comfortably. And so I feel like, man, there's more I can do, at least financially, to make sure that people like my brother who are doing so much for the community can still continue to do that. And so I donate as much as I can. And the idea for the scholarships really just came from just looking at how hard these guys go for the youth of the Virgin Islands. And I said, man, somebody has to do something, to give them some recognition. Like the girls, they were on the other day and they didn't know who Coach Miller was. Like, what? How could they not know who Coach Miller was? It means that this knowledge is not being imparted to the next generation, right?
Yeah.
And so one way that I can make sure that people know who Coach Miller was is to establish a Coach Miller scholarship, because now when they apply, they're gonna know who Coach Miller is. See, these girls now they know, and hopefully they're watching the show. Now they know who Coach Miller is. This is somebody who sacrificed his time and effort for over 20 years, to help females play basketball as well as coaching baseball. And then Tegan, I remember I went to Office Max. This is when we were going to retire your jersey. And I said, you know who Tegan is? The girl go, who? And I was like, what? How do you not know who Tegan is? You here printing these programs and you don't know who Tegan is? I was like, okay. So this is what's wrong. Like this knowledge is not being passed on to generations, right? That you could imagine you did so much for the Virgin Islands, and these younger generation, nobody may never know who you are and how much you sacrifice. So I said, no, we're not gonna let that happen.
That's
So
true.
that's how I also established the Dean Max scholarship as well as the Coach Tegan scholarship, because these are individuals that you should remember. They're doing a lot to help the youth and they deserve every recognition that they're getting and so much more. But since nobody else is doing it, why not me, right? So that's really how that came about.
Wow.
Nice.
I am
De-
humbled.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely commend you
I
on
am
that.
humbled.
You waking up a lot of people, with your with what you're doing, not just you, but like all of us, So you put a lot of pressure, and you're gonna make a lot of major changes in the future. So definitely, so this is a good start. Definitely a good start.
Yep, yep.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. The
I
goal
am
is to
definitely
eventually
humbled.
get to the point where we can give full scholarships, if like help them actually pay for school fully. That would be, the ultimate goal for me. Now we're starting with $1,000, but I want them to know like the ultimate goal is to get to that point where we could help you literally just pay your whole tuition. That would be awesome.
That would
Yeah,
be
we go put it to the atmosphere when we start our
Yeah.
professional league, because that's gonna be the next step, man. But we're gonna have our VI professional league.
nice.
Trust
I
me.
love it.
Put it
Wow.
in stone. That's
I,
the
I hope
ultimate
I
goal.
love it.
I'm
Yeah.
still around to be able to witness all of this. This is
Yeah.
Yeah.
nice. I like I said, man, I am so proud of you guys. Carry on. Wow. I've always treated all my girls like my daughters because I feel like they're all my daughters. And I am so proud. I'm so humbled. To see this come through and to see what you guys are doing. You know, I never envisioned. When I met Mumba, when I met Tegan, when I met you, Carrie Ann, that any of this would have been it would end up like this. I just feel like God put me in a position, where I wasn't even aware of what was going to happen, you know, as I
Yeah.
met each and every one of you, and the things that you're doing. I am humble and blessed. I'm sure a lot of the other coaches, Coach Haywood, you know, I'm sure he's humble himself, by all of this. Because these are some of the things that we talked about, honestly. We said, man, we want our kids to come back and, to take over the program, and to be able to see that happen, with Tegan coming back, Carrie Ann, even though you're not there, you're still giving back. Mumba, the same thing, you know. And I am truly humbled and blessed, to know each and every one of you, man. And I just want to wish you continued success. And any way that I can support you, going forward, just let me know. Because I'm always there. I may be in, Charlotte sometime, maybe in St. Croix one time, but it's just I've always said to my girls, when they go off to college, I'm only a phone call away. Remember me saying that, Carrie Ann? I'm only a phone call away.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I always tell all my girls, I listen, I'm
Absolutely.
only
And
a
it's
phone
true.
call away. And how things have evolved, back in the days I used to have to go on a pay phone to call my mother every Sunday, you know, and now we got cell phones,
Cell phone.
Phones,
Yeah.
yeah.
so things have evolved, man. Things have evolved. But guys, listen, I gotta go run to
Absolutely.
look for
Yeah.
to
But
look
wait,
for my
wait. Don't go
yeah.
yet, 'cause we have
uh,
to announce your scholarship winner.
Oh, okay, okay, okay,
So
okay,
let me announce it before Miller jump off.
okay,
'Cause that's one of the biggest thing we're doing tonight. We're
Yeah.
announcing the
Go ahead.
winners of the scholarships.
okay.
Um, since you remember their name, the girls. Let's announce
Wait, let me
Miller.
put on some light here. I can't see.
Yes. It was Angelica Rose and Grisha Bayo.
Say again, because you break up.
Those were the
Angelica.
nominees.
Okay. Say again, says you are
Angelica
breaking up.
Rodriguez and Grisha Bayo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Angelica Rodriguez and Grisha. I forgot the last name.
Bayo.
Bayo, Bayo. Okay.
Yeah,
Bayo. Bayo,
Bayo.
right?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
I pronounce it
Oh,
Yeah,
right?
Bayo.
Bayo
Bayo. Yeah. Bayo.
Yeah.
with a B. Okay.
All right. So, but you
Yes.
announce the winner, please.
Yeah. So the winner of the Derek Miller Scholarship Award goes to Gracia Bello. Bayo.
All right.
All right.
Grisha Bello
Good
from
job.
Central High
All right,
School, Lady
Grisha.
Caribs.
Congrats, young lady. Congrats.
And just real quick, I just want Gracia is the winner, but we actually technically it was a 50-50 split, That's what it
Yeah.
was. It was a 50-50 split, we can't really share the reason why Gracia got it, but
Yeah.
we definitely proud of both of them, and it was a 50-50 split. It just lets you know, like, both of them have done a great job, and we a whole is definitely proud of them. So we definitely congratulate them on being winners of the Derek Miller scholarship. So definitely, so they should definitely be proud.
All right.
Congratulations, young ladies.
Miller, how are we gonna get you to do a picture with your winner? That's the question. Because you did we gotta fly them up to North Carolina.
We
I
will
tell you,
send that private jet, that CBA private jet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah. We gotta do that for real, Mamba.
Yeah,
We gotta do
man.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But listen, I,
We might have to do that because we need to get Miller to take that picture.
well, I tell you what, I'll stay in contact with Carrie Ann, and I know she's staying in contact with me, and I'll let you know. When I get back, I should be back hopefully in the next 2 weeks of St. Croix. But then after that, again, I jump on a plane again back to Charlotte. So for the summer.
Okay, so
So
when you come
hopefully
up the
I'll
next
I'll
two
be
weeks,
back.
we'll
So
take that picture and you can award Gracia with the check. And we definitely I will invite the newspapers and stuff like that. So we can definitely put the first annual Derek Miller scholarship on the board so people know what we're doing for Choices Basketball.
listen, guys, again, thank you. It's and it's
Absolutely.
amazing because just to show how we think, at the complex, the winner didn't come from complex this year, but
Yeah.
I am a proud graduate of Central High School,
Right.
so it wasn't even hard, when Kerry said, listen, we don't have much going on at Complex this year, but we do have some ballers at Central. Would you mind doing that? And listen, it wasn't even a second thought because the key thing, like we all know, is to help the youths of the Virgin Islands and to help them to move forward. And listen, anything I can do again to help and to assist, I will be more than welcome. Congratulations again, Mumba Tegan, for your 100th episode.
Thank you. Thank you.
And big things continue to strive and continue to do well. And from time to
Definitely.
time, I don't mind making cameo appearances. And talking with you guys. And I'm glad what you're doing. How you've changed up the program and you've brought other people in. Continued success and Tegan with C.B.A. and all what you're doing, man. Listen, continue to do well, my brother. And any way again that I can help you all, I'll be more than willing to help. All right.
All
Thank you
right,
so
No
much.
problem.
man.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
everything,
coach.
man. Thank you for
Okay,
everything.
guys. So have a good evening, man. Have a blessed rest of the
All
evening.
right, thanks,
All right,
Dilla. We
Hall of
appreciate
Famer.
Bye,
you.
coach.
Hall of Famer. Yeah, man.
All right.
Set.
Okay, carry
All
on.
right, you
Take
too.
care. Okay, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Yep, yep. All right,
And
take care.
also, Angelica won't be going home empty-handed as well, too. So definitely got
Yeah,
to put that out there. So thanks
yeah,
to
we
CB.
definitely gonna award her with a gift as well
Yeah.
for $500. So that will help with something. Maybe buy a whole month of 2 for 2 burgers at McDonald's. I don't
No,
know. You
yeah,
there when you there in college, wherever you can get for the cheapest prices, where you gonna buy box
man.
of noodles.
Yeah, a
What?
laptop or
Ramen
something.
noodles?
So a laptop.
Yeah.
So
I
man,
used to kill my
Yeah, you
fridge
gotta
with
stock up on the snacks
crystals. You
stuff.
know the little crystals? You remember crystals?
yeah, the
You
crystal
guys in the
burgers.
States, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
25 cents?
yep,
yeah.
My
25
God.
yep.
cents. Yeah, they ain't 25
I
cents no more, but it
Not
was.
no
I used to
more, but
dis
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I used to
remember.
destroy them thing. I had
Yeah.
about $5 worth of burgers in my fridge for what I
Uh,
Yeah, man.
Man. Yep.
So it will
Get you a
come in
little
handy.
mini
And like we
fridge.
say, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
as we keep
Stock up on
going,
them
hopefully
snacks.
we'll increase our scholarship. So don't worry, we're gonna make sure it get bigger and better as we start growing.
yeah,
So in
Absolutely.
terms of the Kevin Shepherd scholarship, you Mumba, you gonna do the honors? My sister, but yeah, Carrier, you do the honors.
You want me to do the honors? Oh boy.
yeah. Carry
I
you do
don't
it because
Yeah,
I forgot who. I'm gonna say it live. I forgot. I can't. Well, I think I remember the name who win.
yeah.
You know.
You
you
remember?
remember the name who win?
Yeah, I remember. I'll say it if
No,
I
yeah,
lost
because
my
Tiga,
phone.
we mentioned it earlier. I try. Yeah,
I'm gonna say the
Okay.
name if you want me to say.
I think it was
If I don't remember.
Reside Denbo, right? Reside Denbo.
Yeah, Razai Denbao.
Denbao. Okay. See,
Yeah,
that's what you were supposed to announce it. You know the pronunciation.
I know all the
All right.
players there, but like I said, okay, so I'm gonna do it anyway. So the winner of the Kevin Coach T Shepherd basketball scholarship will go to Razai Denbao. He's a player from Free Will. No, Country Day. Country Day didn't mix up with some Good Hope Country Day.
Good Hope Country
yeah,
Day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Coach.
Yes. And all the runner-ups, which would be Mark Price, Jared uh, Brown, and Kishan Fredericks, they will not go away empty-handed as well, as we will take the Dean Haywood Scholarship and make all the second place and third place winners them be a recipient of the Dean Haywood Scholarship. This will only be for this year only. For next year, we're definitely going to have an individual winner only for the Dean Haywood Scholarship. So we just wanted to make sure everybody get like a little taste before they go off to college. And most of these guys, that only one I haven't confirmed as yet, are going to college, which is good because one of the requirements of this scholarship is you gotta be going to college.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay, because
Absolutely.
100%.
that's we want you to go to college to pursue higher education. So
Yes.
this is what these
Yeah.
scholarships are created for, to help you out with a little financial strain. But yeah, Razai Denbao, congratulations. I'm very
Congratulations.
proud. You were chosen, and this was a very hard battle as well, as we was going back and forth
This one.
with Razai Denbao and Mark. and what's Mark last name? Price, right? Prince.
Yeah, Prince.
Mark
Prince,
Prince.
yeah, Prince, yeah.
Yeah. And we was
This
going
was
back
hard.
and forth, straddling, and at the end we unanimously we chose Razai. So Razai, congratulations! But like I said to everybody else, there's no losers in this thing. Everyone will get something, and we're very proud of you guys and what you have done.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're so proud of you guys. Congrats to the winners, and continue to pursue your dreams. That's our goal, is to help you pursue your dreams. So we hope you go on to do big things and come back and help the Virgin Islands.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna do my best to make sure I call all the media outlets. I already been in touch with some. I just have to set the date. So we probably made a presentation at Central High School Gym, Woodson, and definitely give all the media outlets an opportunity to present these young men and let people know about these scholarships. So it don't be like we just give a scholarship and nobody know about it. We're gonna make sure people know what we're doing for these young people. And if anyone out there is listening who want to continue to help us do what we do, trust me, we definitely gonna be pleased with it because we can always use more help. But we want to make sure that the Virgin Islands understand that we have young people around here doing good things.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah, it's big time. That's big time. Definitely proud of all the athletes, the individuals. So that's big, man. That's big.
Yep, yep. And more to come. This is just the first year, but we're gonna keep it going, man. We're not gonna stop. God give us breath. We're gonna try to keep this thing going and start a trend in the Virgin Islands that man, we just ain't become who we want to become based at us alone. There's always someone who sacrificed their time, their strength, their money, um, to get us where we are today. And it's for us to go back and make sure we do the same for the next generation. And that's how generation continue to grow. So, like I tell my guys that yesterday I was 12 years old. Today I'm 43, making 44. Time waits for no man. So we better make sure we put in everything in the time that God has given us and make sure we do as much to help as much people as possible before tomorrow we look and we 80 and we rattling out and nobody even
You
helping
know
us.
what I
So
mean?
that's how it
Yeah, that's true.
goes.
That's true. You're right. That's true.
Absolutely.
We all can play our role in helping. Once we all play our roles in helping, definitely we
Yep.
all will prosper. We all will win. You know.
Yep.
Exactly.
On a
Well
laughing
said.
note, but a sorry note, I'd like to say everybody need to protect themselves because I came back from Orlando, Mumbai land, and I think Dr. Fauci threw something in my water, and whatever I caught in Orlando is destroying my voice for some reason. But
Uh,
I'm a lot better than how I was last week. Last
this
week I was
guy.
in bad shape. Last week I could not speak a whole sentence without coughing. I couldn't eat for
Oh
five
my
days.
god,
I went
that's
to the
crazy,
doctor.
man.
They test me for COVID. They test me for everything. I did not have none. But whatever bug you guys got going around in the States, I need to keep that up there, please.
What's this, man? How you don't come up with these stuff, Mumbaland? Like, how you come up with this? This is amazing.
Because I was
Orlando
in
is
Orlando
Mumbaland.
and I came back and I was literally so sick. I thought I was gonna die, dude. I was just so sick.
I don't know,
And
man. I don't know what happened.
the
I was
doctor said I
fine.
was catching a touch of bronchitis. It looked like I was breathing in some bad dust or something up there. And he gave me some steroids and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, that thing have they said it was not COVID, but it had all the symptoms of COVID. I had
You know what it was,
chills.
man?
I
It,
had
it
this.
was
It
that
was a
it was that chicken
mixture.
wings. It was that chicken wing, and then the
No,
drink.
I can't.
It was the drink you sent back to the dude because you said it was too much ice. That's what it was. That's
It
what it
wasn't
was.
it wasn't strong enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it set you up.
You, you know they
That's
can't mix
true.
drink like in the
That's
Virgin
true.
Islands.
When you
They
send
give me
back your
some little
drink,
jokey drink. Well, he
that's
did
true.
something to
Dude,
me, and
dude
he.
did something to it and say, "Yeah, you think my drink too soft? All right,
Yeah,
all right. We're gonna
that's
give
what
you
it is.
something."
Boba, for your information, I came back from South Carolina. I ate all the wings too. So don't eat the wings. Even
Is
though
that
I
drink
must
then?
admit,
Is that
my sis will
Hennessy?
tell you, we went to a place in South Carolina. I don't remember the
Mm-mm.
place. BG's? Whatever what?
BJ's?
BG's?
BJ's.
In
BJ's?
Stone, BJ's was Orlando.
Where we went in South
Oh,
Carolina, I had the worst
Hobos,
wing I've ever had. Oh,
hobos.
hobo.
Ugh,
That was the
Oh,
worst
No,
food I've ever had in my life in the
they
States.
don't season the food. Literally,
That
they
was
just
the
flavored the
worst.
chicken after they fry it. That was
I
it.
hope hopefully I don't get sued for this. That was one of the worst food I've ever had in my life.
You can't get
My
sued for your
God,
opinion. It's facts.
it was terrible. I'll never go there again, ever,
It
ever.
was.
yeah, I must.
It
I'm up to.
was.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah. I never been there before. Yeah.
no
I'll
salt,
never go.
nothing.
I'll never go there again.
See, we should have went to time out the little hole in the wall that I told y'all about. But no,
Yeah,
see,
we should have.
looks
We
are
should have.
deceiving, but it's those little holes in the wall that get the best food.
They be having the best food for real.
Yep.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
be
we
having
should
the
have
best
because
food.
that was awful. So,
Yeah, yeah, it was awful. Oh my
so
goodness.
any other topics we need to touch in terms of CBA outlook, so that people would know what we're about.
Yes. So we need to talk about what we got going on now with the rec center, right, Mumba? That's where we're at now.
Yeah, if you guys want, if it's time to share,
No, we could share it. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
eh, I don't like the whole lot, but go ahead, sis. I mean, you can share anything.
I mean, it's in the works. You might as well just put
It's
it
in the
out there.
works.
You might as well
It's
put it
in the
out
works.
there
It's in
so
the
we can
works.
start getting people ready to donate and all that stuff. So I could start it. You could finish it. So
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna say this. So we talked last time we were on about plans for CBA having a rec center, and shout out to Dr. Bryson because she really helped us with getting the proposal and everything out there, and Senator James, he was helping me as well, giving me advice on how to push this thing forward. But one thing I noticed last summer, this is what really drove me to where we are now. Last summer when we put on the summer league for the kids, you know, we were doing it at John Woodson High Middle School, and they shut us down because they claimed the gym was too hot. I remember that experience. I saw like the disappointment on the parents' face, like these kids going to this school all year in this hot gym. And now that they finally doing something they're enjoying, you want to shut them down. You know, a lot of politics involved. They did eventually have us finish off the league in Central, which was really nice. You know, but it really instilled in me like for us to put on the programs that we have, you know, you can't really depend on the government to help you. It's just a fact. It's unfortunate, but it's just a fact. You can't depend on the government. And so I felt like, man, we really have to push getting our own facility. You know, and we have this recreation center proposal in the works. We need to really get this done so that our kids are not affected by all these other issues. Like if we have our own facility, then we control what happens. So it really instilled in me, I really need to get this working. I need to get this done. So recently we started looking at different areas where we can have the rec center, see what land is out there. So we recently we put a bid in for 3 acres out in what's that place, Smithfield in Frederickstead. We really
Yeah,
wanted a
Smithfield.
property in Wim because we're both from Wim, and Wim has, you know, a lot of sentimental value for us. But that didn't work out. Those people were just too greedy. So we were like, no, we ain't about to pay you for 1 acre what we could get for 3 acres. There's just no way in the world. That don't make any business sense.
Yeah,
So we're
that's
like,
true.
no, that one fell through. But we went ahead and we put the bid in for Smithfield, which is 3 acres, and we're now in the process of closing. So we wanted to let you guys know, like, we're in less than a month, we're gonna be able to close on the land for our rec center. We should definitely do a groundbreaking. So all of that's gonna be in the work. We're gonna show you guys, you know, where the rec center is gonna be located, and start getting plans in place to get this thing built. You know, so the goal is by 2024, you're gonna start seeing some construction happening. You know, but the rec center is in the works. It's gonna get done. So we're about to secure the land, and we're really gonna need you guys' help, our viewers and our supporters, to donate so that we can get the funding that we need to build the rec center. And this is, like I said, it's going to be a CBA owned facility. You know, it's not going to be owned by the government. No one can tell us what to do with it, you know. And this is strictly for the youth. We're going to start with a basketball facility. You know, we want to have like a weight room and, you know, what is it, aquatic center, all of that stuff. So it's gonna be state of the art. I want you guys to know it's not gonna be some fly by night or some hole in the wall. We're gonna make this thing a state of the art facility where the kids can come and really just enjoy themselves and work on their skills and their talent as well as academics as well. We're not going to leave that out because academics is important. So, Tian, you want to add anything?
No, I mean, pretty much you said everything, sis.
Yeah.
And like I say, your passion, your vision,
Well
you
said.
really have been pushing us to really do this thing. So I gotta give you a lot of kudos because you
Facts.
definitely, once you put your mind to it, you went at it, and now it's become reality. But like you said, it's not just going to be a basketball court. We're going to definitely have a place where we'll bring in people to teach and tutor kids in terms of after school and your education. Because I believe I believe a lot in education. So we're going to teach kids how to do the SATs, ACTs. Um, you're going to have all the other stuff in terms of weightlifting, like you said, swimming, everything that you're going to need to become that's going to give you the best opportunity to become the best athlete you could be. And I think that's going to be the biggest dream, not only having being that, but we'll have all our leads there. We can even have high school games there and tournaments and stuff like that. And we will be invited a lot of the teams then from the States because we have our traveling team. And believe it or not, a lot of them traveling team want to come to the Virgin Islands.
That's true.
A lot of the high traveling teams. I'm talking about the Honchos, the LeBron James. I met Steph Curry's team in South Carolina when just this weekend. We met Bradley Beal's team. So no, these teams are very high level. So we gotta make sure we prepare our kids that we don't get embarrassed when we play these type of teams. Because these teams, they
Hmm.
like no regular teams. These teams are some of
Yeah.
the
Right.
best of the best. But the Virgin Islands need to see what the best of the best have to offer. And when we are in control of our own facility, then we'll be able to do all the stuff that we dream and envision. And I definitely believe it's going to become to reality. All that being said, we don't really want to just shut out the government. We definitely want to partner with them as we're doing right now, currently partnering with the Department of Education and Commissioner Wells and also Ms. Herman, Superintendent. And they have been gracious to continue to help CBA continue to do our work at Janet Woodson and Central High School Gym. And we definitely thank them for seeing our vision and continue to just be partner with us. And as long as we work together and we can just keep developing the use of the Virgin Islands, that's just our main goal. So we gotta give thank you to them also. But we do understand
Definitely.
that if we cannot just lean solely on the government for everything.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well said. Well said. Well said.
Anything you want to add, Mumba?
You guys, I mean, you guys pretty much cover everything. I'll just say, it's a safe place for the kids. It's like a home away from home, for the kids. And you guys touched on pretty much everything, and I feel like, when the time comes and, it's built, I think, the kids them will be very, very satisfied. I think you guys, we all, the facility gonna make a major impact on the kids as well too. And I feel like when that's finished, I think, it's going to open up a lot of doors, for CBA and for the government and a lot of individuals to kind of invest and really do something for the kids them as well too, so it's a good start. And I just want to commend both of you. We have a lot of individuals that's doing, a lot of things, but Karen, you've been doing what you've been doing, and Tegan has been doing it since 2005. So I definitely commend you guys and admire what you guys are doing. And I appreciate you guys including me into the CBA and me just doing my part and helping. So I'm very, very excited. So and just hopefully, like, the government and other individuals could help. And we all come together as one and realize like it is all for the kids. It's all for the youths, for the future.
And
So
and Mumba man, well said. But I also had a vision that we need to make the Elite podcast one of the top podcasts in terms of like viewership, in terms of the whole atmosphere, like how Steve and they got their little thing. I think the
yeah,
Elite podcast is well underway. As I've been really proud of you just bringing in all the other um, interviewers in terms of they're not just athletes, but they're chef, they're doctors, and these are Virgin Islanders who are doing great things. And I really have to commend you by you outreaching to other different people and what the Virgin Island youths are doing. And I think as we grow, this show will grow as well. So we need to remember what we're doing today, because I promise you, tomorrow, once we start growing and start doing what we do, this is going to be one of the hottest podcasts. Um, I'll be reaching out to Roger Bell and stuff like that, and these guys are down in what we're doing. These They might not say a lot,
Yeah.
but they are down in what we're really doing. And guys like that who's backing us, Raheem Christmas, same way. Jamil Haywood up there doing great things in Orlando. So
Yeah.
we are making this network of Virgin Islanders who are doing great things. And the number one show that's going to get all the way on, guess what? The Elite Podcast, baby. Let's
That's right.
go. Let's
Uh,
Yeah,
go.
hey, well said,
Yeah.
absolutely.
man. Well said. You know how it is,
Absolutely.
man.
Yeah.
Episode 100, Let's
Yeah,
have
yeah.
100 more.
We
Yeah,
just,
man.
we just playing it. We just doing what we got to do to make things work. Like, a lot of individuals are coming to podcast. Some of their family members might be, going to the facility. Some of those individuals that we interviewed and they share their story could definitely help us in so many different ways. Like you said,
Right.
we have doctors, we have lawyers. We had people working in dentistry. So it's so many different individuals that we have had on. We have people that work with mental health. So it's so many different, resources that we have that they'll be willing to help the kids and stuff like that. So, everything is coming full circle, so, that's the
Absolutely.
goal, so
We're gonna get right. We're
yeah,
gonna get there. Yep.
one step
Yep,
at a
yep.
time, each one teach one,
Yep.
so the information to donate is, if you look on the bottom of the screen, on the bottom of the screen, we have Choices Basketball Association.org. We also have Choices Basketball 340 at Gmail, .com. So is definitely ways to donate, and also on Facebook, Choices Basketball Association as well too to donate. So I appreciate
Absolutely.
appreciate that question too. Thank you for that question.
Yes, and trust me, we do a lot, so you don't need to worry where your money's going. We right now next week we're going on our fifth trip of the year. So we've been traveling a lot. We have two traveling teams. We have a 17U, 17 and under, and a 16 and under. We just came back from South Carolina last week with the 16 and under. The week before that, we was in Orlando. This weekend coming up, next week Friday, we're going with the 17 and under. So we're doing a lot of traveling with the kids to let them guys get experience. And then when we come back, May 27th to the 29th, we're gonna be in the Puerto Rico shootout. So
Wonderful.
we're just doing as much as we can to let these kids get the experience.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's definitely amazing to see how many, how much you guys are traveling, with the team, man. It's amazing to see that, because when we was their age, we didn't have that luxury of traveling so much to the mainland, and to see that now is definitely, the kids is living in the moment, so they don't realize it, but to us, we see that we definitely proud and
Yeah,
admire, everything, so that's big time.
and seeing the
Absolutely.
talent,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because that tournament we just got back, the 16U in live NCAA. Wow, man, we won a game. We lost one by 4, but that championship game we went and played. Man, that team had we like they managed us. They could have beat us by 40. They was that good. So it's just good. Sometimes it's not all about us winning trophies because we won a lot, but it's to expose the kids them to the next level of basketball. And
Yeah.
they had an opportunity to see kids their age and realize, like, wow, we can't believe these guys are so good. I mean,
Mhm.
those guys were just so well coached. How they pass, how we couldn't do anything. We play a zone, they couldn't miss. We play a man, we couldn't guard them. They were just that much better than us. But
Yeah.
that's the motivation our players need so that we can keep working hard and get better. Because
Get better. Yeah.
yeah, that talent was real in South Carolina. It was
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I just hope that the youth take that experience and come back home with that fire, because I
Yeah.
remember when Miller took us to a tournament in Orlando. I want to say it was in Orlando, and we got our behinds bus too. Like there was this girl, like she could have really handled the rockness, and I think every one of us took a turn guarding she, and she really break us down, every single one of us. And but after we saw like how bad these girls were, like we came home with a hunger, like that's the level we gotta get to. And we just started working. We were in the gym every
Yep.
day, all day, every day. And we was just working
Yep.
on everything that they
Yeah.
exposed for us. If it was our defense, if it was our ball handling or shooting, like we work on every weakness that they identified so that the next time we travel, we could be contenders. So I hope that's the mindset of our kids. It's like, yeah, you lost, but look at where your weaknesses are and you saw the level you need to get to, let's get to work. You know what I mean? So I hope that's what they learn from that is now you got to put in the work because you can get to that level, but it takes work. It's not easy, you know?
That's
It's
true.
not. It's
Very true.
not.
Very, very true.
Yeah. Yep. But it was a great experience. I was out there supporting them and everything. So I
Yeah.
was amazed
Yeah.
at some of the talent as well. Like these guys are
Yeah,
just,
man. Yeah, Mumba. That man was serious.
yeah.
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 Yeah, I
That
mean
man
that's
was serious.
you know it's that's the best of the best when you taking them. You know, life period. You know, NCAA pretty much NCAA
Yeah.
certified. So you
Remember,
know,
all
Hmm.
those kids want a scholarship just like them,
yeah,
and
just
all
like
those kids
them.
are fighting for a Division 1 scholarship. Man, I saw
Yeah,
so many coaches, coach from Stanford, coach from. It was a really good tournament, and yeah, these guys need to understand that. Yeah, you want one of these positions in terms of getting a scholarship, but just know millions of kids want that same position that you are fighting for, and if you don't put in the same work as them, you have no shot. So it was just
that's
good,
true.
like showing our kids them like, yeah, you got people out there too who wants that same position. And to their credit, we had practice and they came back and they realized because that's the beauty about getting your butt kicked. Now,
Hmm.
when you coach, you can really tell them what you feel like because they're gonna listen.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, that's the beauty about it.
Yep.
nice man. Yeah, you know, and some of the players they play, they probably gonna be seeing them on TV probably next year or the year after. You know, that's to show how.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, so you know, so you creating a lot of memories. They're creating a lot of good memories. You know, as time go on, they're gonna look back on this experience and be really appreciative of it too. You
Yeah,
know.
it was so funny. The last game we played, cause we was in the silver championship. We had the gold championship and the silver. Cause we get knocked out the
Okay.
gold, we had to win the silver.
Silver, yeah.
But the guy who was going around commentating, he was letting you know, oh, I don't know, remember the names, so I'm gonna use our name. Oh, Mukma Rivera is playing. He's ranked out of Virginia. He's the third rank in his class. I was like, what? And then he was saying, oh, Kevin Shepard is playing at Code 5. He's ranked from out of California. He's the second ranked player. I was like, what? These man know all of these dudes. These
Yeah,
dudes were serious. Like,
Yeah.
these dudes were serious.
yeah.
And I was
You
like,
know,
golly, this is a tournament we need to come to more. But
yeah,
but we gotta be prepared because the teams them are so good, they'll embarrass you.
yeah. It's true
You
because
gotta
you
be prepared.
know all of from since they once they reach high school, each player is getting ranked in their class. You know, the freshman class, sophomore, junior, senior. So players are getting ranked left and right. You know, so
So they
like you
already
said,
know they ranking. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So like you said, you know, it's how serious they take it up here. You know, for your kids to come up to witness that is going to open up a lot of eyes. You know, so to realize like how serious and like you know Kara mentioned about practicing and working hard and you know taking it serious. All that is a factor. You
Hmm.
know, in getting to where they need to get to.
I agree.
You know, so yeah, so that's a
Absolutely.
great experience.
That might be another thing that we can instill in the Virgin Islands is a ranking system.
I agree. I
You
actually had that in my
Yeah,
head.
that's a great idea.
So that's another thing I definitely will try to incorporate.
Yeah, because the
My
ranking.
goal next year, go ahead, Mumba.
No, I was
Go
just
ahead.
gonna say real quick that the ranking is like a week to week basis. You know, you got people watching the games and how you play this week. It determines your ranking, and then the next week, you know, so you keep kids on their toes, you keep kids working hard, and then kids develop that competitive, you know,
Hmm.
competitive
I like
passion
that.
to yeah
I love
to
that.
try
I
and be
love that.
number one. You know, so it's like they're striving for something while striving for something else. You know, as far as getting a
Absolutely.
scholarship. Yeah, so that's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What I was gonna say, my biggest goal next year, not only do we travel, I'm gonna try to have a like couple big tournaments in the Virgin Islands.
Yeah,
So they can see that type of talent that we go out and face. I'm
face
gonna
yeah,
bring it here and yeah, I really want to have like three major tournament, um, invite some really good teams and bring them to the Virgin Islands so we know like man, yeah, we need to up whatever we're doing because these guys are serious.
Absolutely.
yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
good.
That would be nice. That would be amazing.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
working on
that
it.
would be
I don't make
amazing.
all the connection. I'm working on it.
That would be
Me and
amazing.
Jamil are still talking. Jamil will bring down his team, so we'll have one from Orlando. We'll have one from Atlanta with Honchos. We don't got that lot, and I'm working with a team from Texas. So I'm trying to
Nice.
get as many teams from different parts of the nation, plus adding Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and BVI. We have good 8 teams, and we go at
Wow.
it. Yep.
Yeah, that'd be big. That'd be
That's
nice.
what's up.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah. I
one day I
like
can
that.
get Kelly in the mix.
Like I tell people all the
Yeah,
time, who don't want to come to the Virgin Islands?
That's
All of
true.
these men want to come.
everybody. Yeah, they want to
That's true.
So
come. You know.
let's do it. Let's get it done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's time to
Yep.
make it attractive. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So, is
All right.
anything? Make sure we're not missing anything, right?
No, we look like we
No.
cover everything. It was actually a great show. I can't believe we're down so long. 90
Yeah.
I know,
minutes.
right?
Yeah.
I ain't been
We
on the
actually been on.
podcast
We
for a
actually been
while.
on. We actually been on longer too
Yeah,
because we
yeah, yeah.
were live in the beginning. Yeah. So
Yeah.
but
So I guess the final thing is once I know you gonna keep me down, Mumba, but I'm gonna try to jump on to say um, hopefully we'll get in touch with Miller because I would like to do it with Miller Home.
yeah,
And we give out like the checks them to the kids them, knowing what school they're going to and blah 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 blah. But just before we ain't gonna give them the real check until they're ready to go to school. We will give them a big check, and
yeah,
once we know they're getting ready to leave, we're gonna give them the real check.
yeah.
We want to make sure they get in college. That's the key.
That's the
But I
most
promise
important
the
thing.
money is there. They don't need to worry. But we want to make sure we highlight them in a way. But I want to do it when Miller comes home. So once Miller is home, we're gonna try to do everything one time.
Well, he said he'll be home in 2 weeks for 2 weeks. So you got mid-May.
It'll be good. By that time, we're coming back from where we're going. We're going to see our
Yeah.
grandma. She's turning 100 years old, a beautiful Monstratan Antiguan lady. And all of us, our whole family, we're going up to Antigua to celebrate her birthday. So I can't wait to
Yeah.
see her. Like my sister says, she's a very prayerful woman. And trust me, once we get out the airport, she gonna pray. I mean, that's how she is.
Before you get to the airport, she praying that you make
She
it
is
safely.
praying. Yeah. Very, very prayerful.
100, man. That's big time. Definitely
Yes.
blessing, love and blessings to her from the 100 episode to to
I
our
know,
100th
right?
birthday.
100 and 100. What?
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely love and blessings to
Perfect.
her, man. That's big
Yes,
Perfect.
time.
sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
lovely. That is lovely.
Yep.
Yep.
So man, this show was amazing, man. Family, Mumba, sis, amazing. I know we didn't have the full CBA crew. We was hoping to have the Adams family all over the screen, but
Yeah, yeah.
you guys did a very good job. You had a very
Thank
good
you,
show.
man. Thank you. Yeah,
Great job.
definitely. Yeah, and shout out to all the whole CBA staff. The ones who not here.
Yep.
We have to represent for them. So we appreciate everything that they do.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
I should
Yep.
definitely
Yep.
shout out to Miller. It was good to see him come on and really speak and stuff. So Miller, definitely big up to Miller.
Hey,
He's done a
Miller
lot.
gave you a plug. Miller said he wanted to do some cameos.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
Miller Mona. Hey, listen, man.
He gave you a plug.
All the headaches of Cars Miller and all the headaches of Cars Miller, man. He could come on and come
Anytime,
on and
yeah.
give anytime.
Yeah, man. You got
Yeah.
to send the man the link. He ready. He ready.
Yeah, man. Definitely. We definitely gonna bring him, plug him on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
so no, just real quick. I probably gonna be on for like another week, maybe or two, and then take a little break, and then start focusing on some of the high school and college athletes from the Virgin Islands. Start trying to get their names out there and for people from the Virgin Islands to see that we have so many athletes and individuals that are representing the Virgin Islands that we just don't know. So just trying to spread the knowledge and, from the different athletes to the people that are in the Virgin Islands and stuff. So that's the goal, so we see how that goes.
Yep. I agree.
Yep, that
I'm
sounds
with you.
good.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
And once I
so
once I can jump on, I will.
yeah, definitely. And hope and love to get back, love to get the winners from the
The
scholarships back on.
scholarships.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
individually
will
give
be
them
on.
their yeah,
Yeah.
give them their time to really, show them some love and appreciation and everything as well too. We definitely owe them that. So, 15, 20 years later they could look back to the episode and laugh about it.
Exactly.
So
Yep, yep.
yeah,
That sounds
Yep.
good, man.
yeah. But
And
yeah,
I'm
but
always here. I'm down. You know,
I know
anything you need, I got you.
Definitely. You know, so
So take us out, Mumba man, and let the people them know. We thank them for joining us. And
well, you know, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. You know, happy Sunday to everybody. You know, wherever you at, all over the wall. You know, like we said, this is the biggest podcast right now today. So, you know, everybody on YouTube, everybody that watching the playback, definitely like the page and stuff like that. The more you like the page, the more the episode is sent out in the YouTube, you know, atmosphere. So definitely, you know, all of this is just for the youths, them, you know, and for the Virgin Islands people and everybody. Shout out to the real deal, Carrie Ann. Shout out to the Hall of Famer, Kevin Shepard. You know, shout out to the Hall of Famer, Derek Miller. Shout out to the winners, Gracia, Angelica, Dembo, the rest of the players, them. You know, I remember everybody's name. I apologize, but definitely shout out to everybody. Much love. All the viewers, I appreciate you guys tuning in for this episode, and everybody who's going to watch in the playback. Definitely shout out to you guys as well too. Don't forget Choices Basketball 340 at gmail.com, Choices Basketball Association CBA on Facebook, and also Choices Basketball Association.org. Support, donate is for a good cause, and everything is going back into the youths them for the Virgin Islands. You know, so definitely much love to everybody. 100 episode is in the books. Next, we're going for 200. You know, so we'll see. Much love to everybody. Again, shout outs to my sister Carrie. Shout out to my brother Tegan. Definitely shout out to my other brother Stephen Hodge. He couldn't make it. You know, he had some personal stuff he had to get to. So I definitely want to give them a shout out as well. You know, so much love, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.